Most people assume that if an engine lasts a long time, it must be because it was built from better materials, with tighter tolerances, or with more expensive components. And when someone tells you that Toyota hybrid engines regularly push past 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 kilometers, your first instinct is probably to think exactly that Toyota simply builds them tougher than everyone else. But that assumption is wrong. And understanding why it's wrong is actually the key to understanding one of the most quietly impressive engineering achievements in the modern automotive world. Because Toyota hybrid engines don't last forever because they were overbuilt. They last forever because they were designed to avoid, every single day, the exact conditions that slowly destroy every other engine on the road. There are 5 specific mechanical reasons for this. And once you see them clearly, you'll never look at a hybrid system the same way again. Let's start with the most fundamental reason of all, and it's one that sounds almost too simple when you hear it for the first time. Toyota hybrid engines last longer because they spend less time actually running. Think about what that means in practice. Every minute a conventional engine is running, it is accumulating wear. Pistons are moving, rings are scraping cylinder walls, oil is being pushed through clearances under pressure, metal is expanding from heat, then contracting as it cools. This is happening whether the car is moving at highway speed or sitting completely still at a red light. A conventional engine has no choice. It runs continuously from the moment you turn the key to the moment you shut it off, regardless of whether the power it's producing is actually needed. A Toyota hybrid doesn't work that way. The electric motor takes over at low speeds in stop-and-go traffic, during urban crawling, and at idle. The gasoline engine shuts itself off automatically and simply waits. It only activates when driving conditions make it efficient to do so. When power demand is meaningful, when speed justifies it, when the electric system genuinely needs its support. The result? Even on a high-mileage vehicle, the actual accumulated running hours of the gasoline engine are dramatically lower than what you'd find on a conventional car with the same odometer reading. The mileage on the dash tells one story. The wear on the engine tells a very different one. It's not a matter of building something that survives more cycles. It's a matter of engineering a system that simply performs fewer of them. Now, reduced runtime is only the beginning, because when the engine does run, it operates under very different conditions than a conventional engine. And the difference starts with how load is applied. In a traditional car, the gasoline engine handles everything alone. When the driver accelerates, the engine absorbs the full demand instantly. RPMs spike. Torque output jumps. Pistons, connecting rods, and the crankshaft experience sharp mechanical stress in rapid succession. Do that thousands of times per year, across hundreds of thousands of kilometers, and the cumulative fatigue on those internal components becomes significant. A Toyota hybrid changes this completely, because the electric motor delivers instant torque from a standstill. The gasoline engine never has to respond aggressively to acceleration demands on its own. The two power sources work together, and the system distributes load in a way that keeps the engine operating in a smooth, steady range. No violent spikes, no sudden surges of mechanical demand. The engine is never caught off guard, never forced into an aggressive response, never pushed to the edge of its comfortable operating window, just to satisfy a moment of hard acceleration. If you were to graph the load profile of a conventional engine versus a Toyota hybrid engine over a typical drive cycle, the difference would be striking. One line would show sharp peaks and drops. The other would show a calm, controlled curve. And that calmer curve means significantly less internal fatigue, building up over time across every single drive for the entire life of the vehicle. But stress isn't just about force, it's also about temperature, and heat is, arguably, the single most destructive force that operates inside an internal combustion engine over the long term. Every time an engine goes through a full thermal cycle, from cold to operating temperature and back again, the metal components inside it expand and contract. Seals flex, oil oxidizes slightly, clearances shift. Do this repeatedly, day after day, across years of use, and the cumulative effect is measurable degradation. Conventional engines are particularly vulnerable here. They generate enormous amounts of waste heat, even under light load conditions, and they experience frequent, deep thermal cycling every time the vehicle is started cold. A Toyota hybrid manages this in a way that is genuinely elegant, because the engine shuts off frequently, and the electric system handles light load conditions independently. The engine avoids many of the inefficient, high-heat operating states that cause thermal stress. When it does run, it tends to operate closer to its ideal thermal efficiency window, rather than being forced through extreme temperature ranges unnecessarily. The result is a more stable internal temperature environment, less expansion, less contraction, less breakdown of oil chemistry, less degradation of seals and gaskets over time. Instead of building an engine that can survive more heat cycles, Toyota built a system that produces fewer of them. It's a completely different philosophy, and the long-term difference in component health is substantial. Up to this point, everything we've discussed has focused on the engine itself. But durability doesn't exist in isolation. The engine is connected to a drivetrain, windover sensors, and that drivetrain is either adding stress to the system or reducing it. In a conventional vehicle, the transmission is one of the most mechanically complex and failure-prone components in the entire powertrain. Multi-speed automatic gearboxes contain dozens of precision components: clutch packs, planetary gear sets, hydraulic actuators, torque converters. And every gear shift places mechanical demands on those components. Over time, clutches wear, fluid degrades, shift quality deteriorates, and the transmission becomes a significant maintenance and reliability concern. Toyota's hybrid system replaces all of that, with what's known as an electrically variable transmission, a planetary gear set that continuously adjusts power flow between the gasoline engine, the electric motor, and the drive wheels, without any traditional gear shifts at all. There are no clutches slamming into engagement, no torque converter losses creating heat, no discrete gear changes introducing mechanical shock into the system. Power flows smoothly and continuously, managed electronically rather than mechanically. The component count drops dramatically. The friction points that accumulate wear over time are largely eliminated, and the drivetrain as a whole becomes a much more stable, predictable, and long-lived system. By simplifying what the engine is connected to, Toyota didn't just reduce transmission wear. It removed entire categories of mechanical stress from the equation entirely. And finally, we arrive at the part of the hybrid system that most people misunderstand completely: the battery. Most drivers think of the hybrid battery primarily as a fuel economy device, a way to capture energy and reuse it, which it is. But the battery also serves a function that has nothing to do with fuel economy, and everything to do with mechanical protection. In a conventional vehicle, every demand placed on the powertrain goes directly into mechanical components. When the brakes are applied hard, kinetic energy is converted entirely into heat through friction. When the engine needs to respond to a sudden load spike, it absorbs that demand through physical force on its internal components. There is no buffer between demand and response. The mechanical system takes every hit directly. The hybrid battery changes this dynamic fundamentally. It acts as an energy absorber and supplier, smoothing out the peaks and valleys of power demand across the entire system. Regenerative braking captures kinetic energy that would otherwise be wasted as heat and stores it electrically, dramatically reducing the thermal and mechanical load on the brake components. Sudden power demands are met in part by the battery, reducing the spike that the gasoline engine has to absorb on its own. The battery doesn't just make the car more efficient, it makes every other component in the system work less hard, by absorbing the kind of energy fluctuations that, in a conventional vehicle, translate directly into wear. The drivetrain stops being a collection of isolated components, each absorbing their own share of stress, and becomes a coordinated system where energy flows intelligently, burdens are shared, and no single component is ever pushed harder than necessary. When you bring all 5 of these reasons together, a very clear picture emerges, and it's a picture that has nothing to do with superior metallurgy or over-engineered tolerances. The engine runs for fewer total hours. When it runs, it operates under smooth, controlled loads, rather than sharp, unpredictable spikes. Its thermal environment is more stable, with fewer extreme cycles degrading its materials over time. It's connected to a drivetrain that has been stripped of its most complex and failure-prone components, and the entire system is buffered by a battery that absorbs energy fluctuations before they become mechanical stress. None of these advantages operates in isolation. They compound each other. Fewer cold starts means less thermal stress per hour of operation. Smoother load profiles mean less fatigue on components that are already running fewer total hours. Reduced brake wear and reduced drivetrain complexity mean fewer failure points, accumulating damage in parallel. Over 50,000 kilometers, the difference is noticeable. Over 200,000 kilometers, it's significant. Over 400,000 kilometers, it becomes the reason one vehicle is still running smoothly while another has been rebuilt twice. Toyota hybrid engines don't last because they were built to endure more punishment. They last because the system was designed, from the ground up, to deliver less punishment, every single day. And across hundreds of thousands of kilometers of real-world use, that difference doesn't just add up. It redefines what long-term reliability actually means.